All right, guys. For today's video, we are going to talk about some of the products that I got in 2025, products that I think are absolutely necessary for every single photographer, products that I use on a daily basis in all of my camera builds, in all of my camera cases, things that I think that you absolutely need. First and foremost in that list is SmallRig's SD card case, or what I like to call my SD card Bible. Now, this has 6 slots for regular size SD cards, 6 slots for micro SD cards, a CFexpress B slot, and 2 CFexpress A slots. And not only that, but it will protect your SD cards when you're traveling on airplanes from going through the X-ray, and it won't damage or erase any of your data on your SD cards. And I think that is really, really awesome. This is something that I have in literally every single camera case that I have. My Nano cases, my Pelicans, my backpacks, my Peak Design, everything, everywhere I go, I always have this with me. And I think it's an absolute must. It's $14, guys, on Amazon. So please go check it out. It is SmallRig's SD card case. Secondly, one of the things that I think is really, really important, one thing that I actually ended up getting later in the year is the DJI Mic charging or Mic 2 charging case. Now, you can get the DJI Mic 2 kit, which will give you the charging case, the 2 microphones, the dead cat, and everything like that. But me, being the person that I am, I actually bought my microphone separately. And then I was like, you know what? I really should get the charging case. And I got this over Black Friday because it was on a really good sale. But if you're like me and you use the DJI mics, this is absolutely necessary. It's got obviously the 2 different spots in here for the 2 DJI mics. But then it's got a spot for all my dead cats, and it charges my mics and everything, and it's all ready and set to go. And I think this is absolutely necessary if you are like me and you use the Osmo Pocket 3 or you use the DJI mics. I think this is really awesome. In the same sort of vein, for things of the charging nature, I think that everybody should always have a V-mounted battery in their case. Even if you don't have your camera rig set up to be able to use a V-mounted battery to power your camera, I think having a V-mounted battery is really, really important. And SmallRig makes a ton of these V-mounted batteries. This is the VB50 mini V-mount battery, which is only 5,000 milliamps. So definitely go check them out. One of the things that I think is really cool about this is you have a USB-C port, you have a USB-A port, you have a DC out, a DC in, and a D-tap port, and it's got a controller inside so that when you plug in your device, it'll evaluate the battery level of that device, and then it will prioritize the device that has the lowest battery amount, which I think is really fucking cool. I don't know any other V-mounted battery that does that, but these ones from SmallRig are really awesome. So go check them out. SmallRig is making some cool shit this year, guys. Another thing, speaking of batteries, that I think is really awesome is this Colbor P74 Battery Grip. Now, I don't know about you guys if you know what Colbor is, but I use Colbor lights for all of my studio shoots, for all of my outdoor shoots. I use the Colbor W60, which is a handheld portable light. And they've got a bunch of different softboxes and modifiers and all kinds of stuff like that. But I also use the Colbor CL60, and I use 2 of them in my studio, and that's what's powering this light right here. But this is the battery grip for the W60, which I think is really, really cool because it makes it a handheld light so that I can take it with me out on the go. And it's basically in the same form factor as a battery grip that you would have for your camera. But it gives me a lot of long-lasting battery life for my light, which I think is really cool. So if you like the Colbor lights and you want something that's going to be a bit more portable, I would definitely recommend checking out the Colbor W60 and this PB74 battery grip. And this on Amazon is like 120 bucks. If we're talking about lights, Neewer released a new line of products this year called the Neewer Basics line. And I've got a bunch of different products from them recently, but this is the Neewer Basics GC21B inflatable light, which I think is really, really cool. I was a bit skeptical at first when getting inflatable lights or seeing people using inflatable lights. But guys, I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite products this year. Not only does it have this really long LED strip in here, and it's actually really bright, but it has its own internal battery, so you can just charge it and go, or you can bring a battery pack with you like this SmallRig battery, and you can power it as you go. But I've used this in so many different environments, and then because it's waterproof, you can use it in any environment. I'm actually planning on using it a bunch of times this winter, hopefully. If it snows more here in New York, I can take it with me and I can illuminate my subjects that I do photo shoots with, or, you know, a variety of different reasons or options. You can even use it in studio if you want to use it in studio. And because it is RGB, I can do a bunch of different colors, which is really, really awesome. So guys, again, go check it out. This is part of the new Neewer Basics line. This is the GC21B inflatable LED light stick. Super, super capable piece that I literally have in every time I go out on a photo shoot, whether it's I'm using my Nano cases or my Pelican cases or my backpacks, I always throw it in my backpack. I always have it charged, and super, super freaking capable piece of equipment. So definitely go check that out. Oh, also, don't forget your inflator. Without your inflator, you can't do shit with it. So super important. Okay, moving on to one of my favorite camera gear makers, which is TILTA. And I don't know if you guys know about TILTA, but if you don't know about TILTA, you need to go check them out, because I have a TILTA cage on every single one of my cameras, whether it's my Osmo Pocket 3, whether it's all of my Fujis, all of my cameras have a TILTA cage on it. And then they have a bunch of extra components. And some of the things that I really, really like are their handles and their side handles. Now, these are the TILTA Xeno side handle with the 1/4 inch by 20 locking spindle and locating pins. I really, really like these. Not only is the build quality really nice, but because of all of TILTA's cages come with the singular 1/4 threaded pin here, but then the locking pins. And especially with my Osmo Pocket 3, I can put them on the sides and I don't have to worry about whether or not I got it at the right angle. And then they come with this like rubber grip, and they're just really, really well built, which is why I have two of them. So I use these on either side of my Osmo Pocket 3, and that's what I actually do a lot of my filming on, because I use my Osmo for a lot of the professional videos that I do, oddly enough. And this is just one among many of the products that I have of TILTA this year. I mean, I literally have so many different products from TILTA. The next one is the NP W235 battery charger for Fujifilm. Now they have these for Sony, they have these for Canon, they have these for Nikon if you're a Nikon shooter, but I'm a Fuji shooter. And so what I really, really love about this is it allows me to charge all of my batteries for my Fujifilm cameras on the go. All these little LED lights that are right here will indicate and tell you what the battery level of the batteries that you're plugging is. And I think these are really, really powerful. You guys should definitely go check them out. And TILTA makes this mini clamp-on matte box, which I think is really awesome. If you guys don't know what a matte box is, it is an attachment that you can put on the end of your lens, and it allows you a greater control of the light that comes in or out of your lens. But what I love about this is this slot here, that's right here, allows me to slide in different 5.56 inch filters whether it be ND filters, whether it be black diffusion filters. Those filters, if you guys don't know what the 5.56-inch filters are, is these. So Neewer makes a series of 5.56-inch filters, which are called Nano filters. This one is the ND 1.8 filter, which is a 6-stop filter. But it comes, and it's just this glass plate. Because this is 6-stop, you can't really see through this one. It's pretty powerful. But this allows me to take this and slide it right into the matte box. And then I have, instead of having a circular filter on just one of my lenses, I can use this matte box on all of my lenses. And it allows me to then have these giant filters for all of my shooting, whether I'm shooting outdoors or indoors, whether I want something with a little extra dreamy glow, which is what this Neewer filter is for, which is the Black Diffusion 1.4 filter. But I've done a bunch of different photography with these lately. And now these 5.56-inch filters live in all of my camera cases. So this is the Black Diffusion filter. If you guys don't know what a Black Diffusion filter is, go check it out. But basically it has gold dust that is inlaid into the glass and gives things an extra glowy, dreamy feel to it, which I think is really cool, especially when you're shooting at night or for like the holidays or things like that. You want it to feel a bit more magical. That's what those filters do. So definitely go check out the TILTA mini matte box kit. This is the MB15, the TILTA MB15. They have larger matte boxes, but I really, really like the mini matte box because it's so compact and it's easy to take with me. And I can just throw it in my backpack and not worry about it. So anyway, go check that out. And then finally, we have the TILTA video fluid head with the Arca Pro mount. And again, talking about TILTA and their build quality, dude. The build quality of this tripod mount, this fluid head mount, is so freaking nice. Now, I have a bunch of SmallRig tripods, and I haven't bought the TILTA tripod yet because honestly, it's a bit expensive. But I took all of the heads off of my SmallRig tripods. I took the head off of my Peak Design tripod, and I put this now on every single one of my tripods. Anytime that I'm using a tripod, this is what I use. Because it not only is great for photography, but they give you a little video handle for it, which you just screw into the side. And I literally, I could not be happier. This tripod head is so freaking fantastic. So go check it out. This, again, is the VT05 video fluid head with a flat Arca base. This video, by the way, is not sponsored by TILTA. I am just a fanboy, and I freaking love their stuff. I have so much of their stuff. By Zoss 3D Creative is the Osmodo. And this is a rig housing for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It is really cool, guys. It is this 3D printed cage that the Osmo slides into, but it's got this inner slide piece that you just slide out. You mount your Osmo Pocket 3 into it, and you slide it in, and this is where the screen is, so you can flip it and screen. And then right here, this is an 82 millimeter filter thread, so you can put an 82 millimeter filter on here. And then you can turn your Osmo Pocket 3 into a full video rig. You can attach a bunch of different handles on the sides. So the TILTA handle with the locking pins actually works out really well here. You can get a top rail handle. You can put a V-mount battery plate on the back, which I actually did. And again, this is made by TILTA. But this is the V-mount battery plate that TILTA makes. But it's got all of these different ports on the back. And so I was able to because of this 1/4 thread right here. I was able to mount this on the back and then plug in my V-mounted battery and wire it all up, and it works fantastic. I freaking love this thing. I think this is probably one of the best things that I have bought this year. And they have a bunch of them. I think right now it's $179. So go check it out, dude. It is, if you use your Osmo Pocket 3 like I do for professional video shoots, this is fantastic. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. That is all the pieces, guys, that I think that everybody should check out this year. So I will link all of the products in the description of this video. If you have any questions about different camera builds, if you're really excited about something and you want me to review it or you want me to check it out, let me know. And I will see you guys on the flip side.